Tuesday's gray and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love.
Hey, it's Nate from Echo City Music Lab. Today I'm doing a piano tutorial for Friday I'm in Love by The Cure. I've been teaching this song a lot lately, mostly with guitar students actually, but it's really fun to play on piano, so I thought I'd make a video for how I like to arrange it. Let's get into it. So let's start with arranging the chords and the rhythms for the verse. And all of this is going to be a lot easier if you grab the chords and lyrics chart. I put a link in the description. That way you can print it out, follow along. You can see exactly where the chords line up with the words that you're singing. And just so you know, we're going to build out these chord shapes and then we'll be able to circle back to the intro to do all that melodic stuff that happens. So here's the main progression for the verse. So we start with a D major chord. That's D, F sharp, and A. Next chord you see is a G major chord. We're going to actually do an inversion of it, so we'll take the G and put it up top. We're going to do it like this: B, D, and G. So I'm using my thumb, my second finger, and my pinky. That flows a little nicer from the D rather than hopping all the way down to the G. Speaking of flow, next we've got another D, but instead of going back up to the root position D, we're going to do an inversion of it. We're going to keep that D in the middle here and drop our thumb down to do A, and our pinky's going to play F sharp. So for this D, we've got A, D, and F sharp. And that sets up really nicely to go to the A. Our thumb can stay in the same place, and we do A, C sharp, and E. I'm going to do that first line one more time. And we're in 4/4 time, pretty fast tempo. I'm going to be doing it a little slower than the Cure's recording. But anyway, it's one measure per chord. So just count to 4 for each chord and then move to the next. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next line, we've got a B minor. We'll do that root position, B, D, and F sharp. Then we're back to a G, and we can do this exactly like that other G where we've got B, D, and G. So actually, you're keeping that B and D from the B minor and just moving that F sharp up to the G. Then we finish out with another D, A, just like the line before it. So D here, A. So one more time on the whole right-hand verse progression.
I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's gray and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love.
Let's get some left hand in there. I'm going to do mostly fifths in the left hand, although for the D chords, I'm going to do octaves. So on that first chord, we've got the D. I'm just doing D, D in the left hand. If that's too much of a stretch for your left hand, you could either do a single D or you could do the D fifths, which is just the outside of the notes your right hand's playing here, so D and A. But like I said, I'm doing the octaves. Then we go to the G, and I'm going to do G fifths in the left hand, like this, G and D. So notice how that really flows nicely from the octave Ds. Your thumb can stay in the same place, and your pinky just moves to G there. And I just want to point out that I'm doing all the left hand fifths in root position. So G is the lowest note here. Even though the right hand's doing an inversion and the lowest right hand note is a B, we're still anchoring it with that root position fifth. Then we go back to a D. So I'm going to do octaves again. We're doing that inversion, the right hand, and then you just stretch your pinky back to the D octaves. So it's flowing really nice back and forth from the D to the G, back to the D. And then we've got A. For A, I'm going to do the fifths as well, root position, right hand's root position as well here. So there we go, on A and E for the left hand there. Now I'm going to step up to the B minor and just root position fifths in the left hand. B, F sharp, right back down to what we were doing on G a moment ago. So G and D, fifths in the left hand. Then we've got a D, so back to the octaves. And finally an A with the fifths again, A and E. So I'm going to play through that verse first, and I'm just going to start adding a quarter note pulse to my left hand. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see how that sounds. But if you want to do this whole cover just holding out the chords nice and simple, that'll work too.
I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's gray and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love.
I'm going to to add one more layer of rhythm for the right hand. And to do this, we got to think in eighth notes, so counting between the beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On the first measure, I'm going to hit the chord on the downbeat, the and after 3, and I'm actually going to switch to the next chord on the and after 4. So the next chord actually anticipates the new measure by an eighth note, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Every other measure there, when you've anticipated the chord, you just hold it through the next measure. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And take it slow to get those together. We could try it without any chord changes actually and just do together, left, left, right, left, 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 left. Again, together, left, left, right, left, left, left. I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's gray, and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love. So now that we have the backbone of the chord arrangement and the rhythms, let's go back to the intro and we can fill in some of that cool melodic stuff I'm talking about. Let me just say, on the Cures recording, there are several guitars contributing to this, both doing different melodies that intersect and harmonize with each other. For a solo piano version, you just got two hands, and not only are you trying to be those two guitars, you're also trying to be the bass and the drums, kind of holding it all together. So no solo piano arrangement is going to capture every little harmony and melody that you hear on the recording, but I think I got something that sounds pretty darn good. Let's start with the melody that leads into the song. That's the notes are G, D, E, F sharp, E, D, E. I'm doing it with my thumb and then third, fourth, and fifth fingers. It could also work with a big stretch and doing your second finger on the D. And the important part here rhythmically is that you start actually on the and after 1, the upbeat in between beats 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then after that is the downbeat of the first D chord. And we have this melody starting that sounds like this. And your right hand is now sitting where it was when you were doing the D chord. Now we're just kind of playing around within that shape. E, F sharp, E, F sharp, E, and then the chord changes. Notice that E kind of anticipated, just like we were doing with the chords before, where it's the and after 4. 4, and then the chord switches. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and chord changes. Then we've got F sharp, D, G, F sharp, E, D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and... So that's kind of the standout melody that you hear there. But while our hand is in this chord position, we can add a little bit of harmony. I like to just add in the fifth with the pinky here. Not on every single one. So you notice there I had one lone F sharp and then I added it again. So on that ba-da-da-da-da, I didn't add the pinky for those. I did add the D root when I hit the G right before stepping down. That sounds pretty good. And before we go deeper, let's add that quarter note feel back in the left hand. So if you're counting these counts, doing the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... If you go slow enough for yourself, you should be able to just add those back in on the numbers and not the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now we're back to the D and it does the exact same thing the first measure of D did. Now when you get to the A, so the left hand moves to the A fifths, the right hand is going to do a C sharp and an A. This is a sixths here, and we're gonna step down in sixths for this ba da 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 da. So we're gonna do C sharp and A, hit it twice. Then we're gonna do B and G, hit it just once. We're gonna then do A and F sharp, hit it once, and then finally we're just gonna hit a single E. So that's ba ba da da da. I didn't make it clear. When it goes to that C sharp and A, so the first of those sixths, it's doing that anticipating the chord thing. So on the D right before that, third chord of the progression. Now when we get to the B minor, that ba da 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 happens again, only this time, rather than being in the D shape and doing it with your second and third finger, you're going to be in a B minor shape and do it with your fourth and fifth finger. That allows your thumb to do some harmony on that B root. Da, 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 da. You could even add in the minor third there with your middle finger on the first beat of the chord. Sounds kind of nice. It's a little bit tricky in terms of finger independence. Take it or leave it. Now when the chord changes to the G and the left hand goes to the fifths, the right hand does the same melody you did on the first G, the second measure of the song. Ba, da, 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 da. Again, you're using different fingers this time, and you can add in that low B. So one more time from the B minor. Almost done here. We go to the D, so octaves in the left hand, and I'm just on the downbeat gonna hit that D inversion we were doing in the verse. A, D, F sharp. And then we've just got this last little melody here. A, B, A, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then the left hand goes to the A fifths there. For the rhythm, you can think, Friday, I'm in love. And on the and after one of that final A chord, you can start again with that lead-in melody. Bo do 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 do, and then it loops around again. And it's 2 times through all that before the verse starts. So thinking about the verse, on the Cure recording, those melodies, the guitar parts are happening under the singing. I don't care if Monday's blue. It's really hard to play and sing at the same time. I think it's a bit much if it's just you and piano, so I'm going to keep my chord arrangement the way we learned it before. One thing I do like to throw in is that bo-do-do-do-do-do on the turnarounds. Thursday, I don't care about you, it's Friday, I'm in love. Monday, you can fall apart. So you can throw little pieces of those melodies kind of in between where the singing is happening. So let's learn the chorus, and based on everything we covered so far, it's going to be really quick and easy. Starts on a G, and we're going to do it just like we were doing in the verses. Left hand fifths, right hand B, D, G. Then we've got an A, again, just like in the verses. A B minor, just like in the verses. Back to a G, just like in the verses. Then a D, using the octaves, of course. And then an A. So a lot of the exact same stuff from the verses. And I'm going to continue that rhythmic pattern of doing the left-hand quarter notes and the right hand doing some of those offbeats, and every other chord, again, is going to anticipate it. So the A, the second G, and then the last A. Hit an eighth note early in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Saturday wait, and Sunday always comes too late, but Friday never hesitate. Notice I threw in that little on A right after I sang wait, and that's a little moment where I hear this melody on the recording. It happens to grab my ear and it's between singing, so I throw it in. Saturday wait, and Sunday. So after that chorus, we've got another verse, just like the first one. We do hit this interlude that's kind of like a guitar solo, but the most important elements of that section are all those melodies that we learned for the intro. So I'm just going to do that interlude like it's another intro, but it's just one pass through everything. There is this really cool melody getting out of it, going into the next verse, that I do want to throw in. And that's a melody using sixths. And it's just on the last measure of it. It sounds like this. So that's right before your left hand's about to go to that final measure of A. The right hand, as happens a lot in the song, anticipates the chord by an eighth note, and it does it using these sixths, that is a E and a C sharp. You're gonna hit that, then the left hand hits, and then the right hand hits again. So it's 2 right hand hits, ba, ba. Then you're gonna step up the sixth. It's gonna be F sharp and D. You're gonna hit that twice, da, da. Then you're gonna step up again. This time it's gonna be G and E, 2 hits again. Then you're gonna do a little jump here to 2 more white keys, B and G, 2 hits there, ba, ba. And step down to finally land on A and F sharp. And that final hit is on the D, that is the downbeat of the next verse. Notice that this F sharp and A here are notes from a D major chord. So I'm going to hit that when the verse starts, and then on the next hit I would do the and after 3. I just get my hand back into that position that we like to start the verses with. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, one final section, and that's the bridge. Overall rhythmic stuff is the same. Since this is kind of a climax, I'm actually going to use all octaves in the left hand. We've got a measure of B for B minor, then up to C for the C add 9, up to D, and then I'm going to go up to A, and then it just repeats a bunch of times, so it goes back down to the B. Dressed up to the eyes, it's a wonderful surprise to see your shoes and your spirits rise. And just like I'm getting more dramatic and powerful in my left hand, I'm going to get a little higher in my voicing on the right hand to also bring out some of that excitement. So for the B minor, rather than voicing it down here, we're going to invert it up twice, and it's going to be F sharp, B, and D. Dressed up to the eyes. So for the C add 9, we're going to do a E, a G, and then our pinky is already on the D. That was another good reason to voice the B minor like that. So that's the 9 part. And I know the right hand's not playing a C, but we're getting plenty of C from the left hand. Eyes, it's a wonderful surprise. So for this D, we can do a root position D. You can bring your hand down there if you want, or if you can do the stretch, you can leave your pinky on this D, which now instead of a 9 is the octave, and do 1, 2, and 3 on the D, F sharp, and A. Surprise to see your ghosts and your spirits. So for this A, I'm doing an inversion where I got my thumb on E, third finger on A, pinky on C sharp, and that keeps the chord kind of high and in this zone. And then we just step back to the B minor. Thrown out your frown and just smile at the sound. Sleek as a shriek, spinning round and round. And I think it would work to add that last layer of rhythm for the... But there's so much going on there with the vocal rhythm, all those fast sentences, that I think I might just keep it simple. Okay, I think now I've covered every part of this arrangement. Thanks for sticking with it. In a second, I'm going to do the whole thing so you can see how all these parts fit together in the complete cover. But first, if you enjoyed this or got something out of it, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, hit that bell to get notifications when I put out new videos, give it a like, and let me know in the comments what song you want to hear next. Okay, here's my version of Friday I'm in Love. Tuesday's gray and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love. Monday, you can fall apart. Tuesday, Wednesday, break my heart. Oh, Thursday doesn't even start. It's Friday, I'm in love. Saturday, wait, and Sunday always comes
Sunday always comes too late, but Friday never hesitate. Dressed up to the eyes, it's a wonderful surprise to see your shoes and your spirits rise. Throwing out your frown and just smiling at the sound. Sleek as a shriek spinning round and round. Always take a big bite, it's such a gorgeous sight to see you eat in the middle of the night. You can never get enough of this stuff. It's Friday, I'm in love. I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's gray and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love. Monday, you can fall apart. Tuesday, Wednesday, break my heart. Or Thursday doesn't even start. It's Friday, I'm in love.